I made a video previously about whenever an artist draws a sexy woman on Twitter, you will have the progressives going around. It's like, her organs. Where are her organs? And I want to take those people and show them some of the pictures from the Uyghurs in the Chinese camps. So you put them there and they'll be like, her organs! Where are her organs? You know, same statement, different intonation, basically. But yeah, there's a lot of leakage coming from China right now. I'm like, man, some of the pictures I have seen on the web are harrowing, and I can't show them on YouTube and monetize them and make money like proper journalists do, right? Like the press does. It's like, look at children getting gassed in Syria, coming up after the commercial break. But anyway, right? No, they looked. If you have like a video where, you know, the allies come in and they let loose the Jews from the death camps, and you see them all skin and bones. Yeah, that's how the pictures on the internet with the Uyghurs at the Chinese concentration camps look like, and there's over 3 million of them, as I understand. Horrible. You see all the progressive outrage and how companies that are very woke and anti-imperialism like the NBA go like, no, we don't want to be associated and affiliated with that. No, that's horrible. Yeah, absolutely. But now apparently there is a Chinese spy which have defected towards Australia. Not really sure Australia is the place where he wants to defect. As I understand, like, the Chinese might own Australia's water. They have invested a lot of money into Australian companies and politics, so we'll see how that turns out. But apparently, he handed over secrets to Australia's counter-espionage agency after deciding to defect in May. He provided information on China's plans to disrupt democracy in Hong Kong and Taiwan #1. A confessed Chinese spy defects to Australia, blah, blah, blah. Well, I really hate it when the journalists do this. It's like they already put it here, and then you start reading, and you read what you've already read. It makes me look bad in front of my audience. By the way, I'm getting a haircut today. I am so tired of people asking me, it's like, when do you get a haircut? When do you get a haircut? Listen, alright? I'm like a vampire. I sleep during the day. Who do you think is going to give me a haircut in the middle of the dark at the hour of the wolf, right? But fortunately, today I'm energized. I took energy drinks, and therefore I can get a haircut finally. Hopefully. Usually, you need to make an appointment. It's like going to a doctor. But anyway, so Wang William Liqinyang handed over information to intelligence officers at Australia Counter-Espionage Agency SIO after deciding to defect in May, according to an investigation published by 9 Media newspapers on Saturday. He claims to have provided information on Beijing's attempts to undermine the Hong Kong democracy movement, as well as China's interference in Taiwanese political system. So basically nothing new. He also revealed the identities of senior Chinese intelligence officials working in Hong Kong. Okay, this is big. He is facing death, which is why he requests asylum. Is this going to monetize me if I say death? Reported blah, blah, blah. So, what's interesting is how he managed to escape. Like, currently he is in Sydney on a tourist visa. And he comes at a package deal with his wife and son. What I find really interesting about it is this is how people managed to escape Romania during the Iron Curtain. Not many people actually just jumped the border. What would happen is you'd have high-ranking officials or athletes. They would travel abroad and then they would request asylum there, which is why the country then stopped allowing them to travel with their families. It's also something that happens in North Korea. Like, the best way to escape North Korea is either if you're a guard and you're like patrolling the border, or if you manage to go out, you know, like in a state visit or something. But anyway, he fears detention and possible execution if he returns to China. Where are all the people complaining, you know, the leftists complaining about America having death penalty? And then you never hear them talk about China having death penalty. You know what's really smart about China? Like the way they justify purging intellectual dissidents. It's like the death penalty for corruption. That's how they justify it. It's like, oh, you're a corrupt person. Boom. You know, and no one looks the other way. And I see useful idiots in Romania showing, oh, look how the Chinese deal with the corruption. It's like, yeah, are you 100% sure they're corrupt? Are you honestly trusting a communist government to be 100% forthcoming and accurate when it comes to information. I have personally been involved and participated in a series of espionage activities. Once I go back, I will be dead. So what exactly did he carry out? And this is why I wanted to make this video, because it's very interesting, right? So apparently, he went to a firm, which was a cover-up for the Chinese government into spying on Hong Kong. The firm is called China Innovation Investment Limited. While in Hong Kong, Wang said he infiltrated universities. See, like this is what's really staggering. You know, people think about spies, think about James Bond. You know, you go there, big. Who the fuck keeps calling me? God damn it! Like, why? Why are you calling me now? I didn't make a video 5 minutes ago. Could have called me then. But anyway, people think about spies. You know, and they think about James Bond, that 007, that black woman that they're going to start in the new movie. And she's blowing up bridges and stuff. No, that's not how spying works. They usually go to universities and they start asking the students, like, how do you think about this and that? Or worse, they start teaching the students pro-communist values, of course, because there's nothing illegal about it. If you have a university professor that promotes Marxism, there's nothing illegal about it. So he can go on and do it. And this is how they manage to change society, by indoctrinating students, because you have to learn the garbage that the teacher teaches you, right, so that you pass the exam. And talking against the garbage can get you failing that course. And this is how you know, the subversion is being done, usually through universities, and it's not illegal. Directed cyber attacks and harassment towards pro-democracy participants. So again, like the best and the most useful way in a democratic country, if you're not part of the government, right? You don't need to be in the government in order to control how people think. You harass them online. And by harassing them online, I don't say like, hey, you're bullying them, you're calling them a poopy head or something. No. You make sure that you're going to get them fired. You incite a hate mob against their employer, against their place of business, right? You can't turn that shit off. You can't get off the internet in order to escape that. It's going to have negative consequences. He also co-opted media through buying ads to propagate trends. And again, like, look how powerful the media is. You propagate trends. This is what the mainstream media does. Seriously, like, look. A thing that just baffles my brain, right? You have the ABC talking about Epstein, like an ABC reporter comes on and says that no, she doesn't believe that Epstein killed himself, right? And then she says that 3 years ago, she had an interview about Epstein and they had Clinton. And not a single journalist, not a single report, no one from any news networks around the world goes and asks her, like, what did you mean by that? And I'm not saying that they believe her, but you would think it would be important for them to go ask, like, what are you saying? What? Nothing, right? Because the mainstream media creates trends. Once it's on television, then people believe it. It's like that movie, Idiocracy, right? It's only, he managed to grow the plants, and it's only when that was shown on the television, on the big screen, did people manage to believe it. Him talking and saying anything about it didn't work. So, apparently he also interfered with Taiwan's municipal elections. He detailed plans to disrupt the island's nation's presidential vote, which will be held in 2020. Wang also said that he was part of a team that kidnapped booksellers who were selling books that displeased China Communist Party. Yeah, that actually happens in Hong Kong. Like, I have seen documentaries where they kidnapped authors. They send them to China, and in China they're forced to make a public apology, to basically prostrate themselves and say that they were paid by the US or, you know, by foreign entities in order to write those books, and they don't believe them, and they're very sorry, and then they release them. So it's really insane if you think about it. You know, like, people call America a police state. Motherfucker, go to China. So Australia responds that the accusations and the disruption of democratic systems in blah, blah, blah are very disturbing. Oh, no shit. It's like, oh, wow, communists disturb democracy. Who would have thought? The revelations follow former ACO boss Duncan Lewis warning on Friday that the Chinese government was seeking a takeover of Australia's political system. Yeah, no, they absolutely are. They first started taking over the private sector, and from that they use lobbying and other tactics in order to influence how the government is run. Like, I'm willing to bet that in a couple of years we're going to see the word xenophobia being plastered anywhere. You know, just like Islamophobia is a thing, you'll see xenophobia. Xenophobia is like the irrational fear of the Chinese. And you're going to see this being said if you talk about these things, if you point out to like a Chinese company doing shady shit, or you just don't like the Chinese government and how they run things. Like, oh, you're xenophobic. Oh, what's wrong with Blizzard doing business with China? And I think you're going to see this because a lot of privatized sectors from the West are doing businesses with China, and they don't want to be viewed as immoral. And as you can see in Australia, yeah, you do have like the Chinese trying to influence Australia's political system. But the Prime Minister dismissed such concerns, saying that the national intelligence agencies were on top of any threat. Well, isn't it that the National Intelligence Agency telling you there's a threat, and isn't like an actual spy from China telling you, yeah, we're doing this? What do I know? I'm just xenophobic. Anyway, I'm gonna get my hair cut. Thank you for watching, and please share this video. I'll see you guys later.